So, as soon as there's conflict, as soon as conflict arises, so the point is, we cannot continue without conflict. We need to solve the problem because there's a problem that has to be solved. If not, then the work, the individuals, the company will have a negative, it will bring a negative impact. So we have to solve this problem. To solve that problem, then we have to think about how to approach the problem. So to approach the problem, we can approach it at individual level or collective bargaining. So we're going to focus now on individual level, which is an individual approach. Ways to solve the conflict between employers and employees. So we have discovered that there's a conflict which has to be solved through this individual approach. The relationship that exists between employers and employees can be shaped using two approaches, which is collective bargaining or individual approach. Here we're talking about individual approach now. For individual approach, this implies that each employee will have the opportunity to discuss their terms with the company's representative. So we call it individual approach because each employee would have the opportunity to speak with the representative of the company, probably the human resources department, people from the human resources department. So that means I have to discuss with those in charge, those that are involved in the welfare of the company. So however, workers may need negotiating skills to be able to match the skills of those representing the company. If they want to have a chance of having the negotiation that turns to their favor. So the point is, we already discovered the problem, which is, oh, my pay is less. I want more pay. So this is what I'm discussing with the human resources department of my company. So if I don't have the right skill to negotiate with the people in the human resources department, because those in the human resources department are experts. The company have employed them based on their expertise, the skills they have, or the skills they possess, and their knowledge and the experience. So individually, you might be disadvantaged because you have to speak with those representatives or those representing the company. So if your skills cannot match their skills, you will still not get what you want to get. Do you get the point or not? So we need, as an individual, you need a bargaining skill to be able to match with their own expertise or experience, so that whatever you want, you can get it. Do you understand the point here? So workers that have that bargaining skills or negotiating skills might be able to get what they want. But what happens to those who don't have or who don't possess such skill? They will lose out. Yes or no? Losing out will bring about conflict. So just imagine my colleague is getting more than I get. We do the same work. We are in the same level. But for the fact that he can or she can negotiate better than I do, she's getting more than I get, I won't be happy with such colleague. Yes or no? So there's also conflict in between. So employees that do not have that skills to negotiate, they will prefer to be represented by the trade union. So that, because the trade union also has the skills to match with the human resources department skills. Do we get the point here? Do you understand individual approach here? For individual approach is fine because you will be able to express how you feel to the representative of the company. But the point about it is, if you don't have the required skills, you might not be able to match with their own level of skills. That means it's still not going to be to your favor. Do you understand individual approach? Any question about individual approach?